All right, we're thinking aloud again. We're trying to put some content together. We're actually going to try to do a lot today, um, depending on how much we can get done. So, we're here again, thinking aloud. We're here in Penny Lane Studios, and I'm bringing the rookies. I got the new school with me. So, everybody, introduce yourselves, please.
It's Max the Mechanic.
The mechanic is here with me. He's the tech who's making it all happen.
I am Marcos. I do not know what I do yet, but apparently I talk a lot.
Yeah, and I'm Mark. Oh,
Wow.
but I was the most important guy. I mean, this is my show. I just figured, like you guys would like to hear from me, but what do you think?
Pretty.
Oh,
Oh,
okay, all right. Well,
sounds unnecessary.
yeah,
Sorry.
I'm calling my mother. So the boys picked the program today that we're gonna do. We're just trying to get more content. We're trying to get everything situated. I'm still not very good at software, but luckily I got the mechanic, and he also. I had some other problems with some guys that got a sharp tongue around here, and the mechanic went ahead and he took care of some business for me. So.
Yeah.
So one of you tell me what we're gonna do today.
Well, we're gonna be talking about the Batman, the most recent one with Robert Pattinson in it, which
Okay.
The most emo.
I liked.
That's actually fair. Yeah, so we all saw the movie. Well, not together, but individually, and we all have our thoughts on it. I'm a little older than these guys, and I remember the Michael Keaton Batman, and I think we're gonna run through that. In fact, you should look that up.
Michael Keaton Batman?
No, just Batman's, all Batman's. But we're gonna start with just our thoughts on the movie in general. So go ahead, bullet point. What's the first one?
Thoughts on the movie.
Go. You're the first one.
Okay. So, in my opinion, it was a really good movie because too many action movies were coming out in the span, and just too many Batman movies were just action movies. Where in the comics, Batman was just a very bright, just a very good detective.
Not the good detective, the world's
The
greatest.
world's greatest, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me.
No, I didn't mean to correct you. I just adding on here.
So yeah.
It's my show.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You should have booed me then.
And it was I really liked it. I don't know why, but just too many action movies have been coming out recently where just for once you kind of want a detective movie.
I was going to say that I was mad at him for saying I don't know why, but he followed up really well with it. Good job.
Okay, thank you.
So, any more thoughts? Go ahead. Keep going. Nobody's stopping you here.
I liked how he had the Batarang in his chest thing, like the bat emblem.
I actually didn't care for that. Yeah, go ahead. No, you're looking at me doesn't.
Pretty much that's all I have to say.
So you liked the movie?
Yeah, I really liked it. It was.
What did you think of the acting in the movie?
Oh, the acting, I liked it, and it was Batman's first year, so it made sense that he kind of was still
figuring it out.
And depressed. But I somewhat didn't like how even though he was the even though he changed to Bruce Wayne, he still was basically the Batman.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it.
Okay. Maximus.
I love the movie. It was a fresh new take on Batman that we hadn't seen yet. Like Marcos over here said, it was Batman. My bad. Batman in his beginnings. You were seeing his rise. In his very first years as Batman. So he's getting through everything. He's going through he's trying to get over, I guess, grieving his parents because he's that was the thing that made him become the Batman. It's very emphasized in the movie and throughout the movie that he doesn't care about the money he has. He doesn't care about any of that, but he wants to know his background, the stories that he ended up getting, stories that he came from. Where he came from, what's really happening in Gotham at that time. And it's really all my thoughts on the movie. What do you think, Mark?
So I agree and disagree with both these. I thought it was a really good movie. Foremost, I thought it was really good. The writing was great. God, and I'm just gonna go a little off topic here. And Paul Dano is a great actor that nobody talks about. and him as a Riddler. He's only in the movie for like 10 minutes, but doesn't he almost steal the
Oh,
movie?
I loved him in it because like he actually acted really good as a Riddler.
Yeah, it totally different take on the Riddler from what we're used to. It's not Jim Carrey fucking making a really weird laugh, or
He's like,
yeah. I thought he was so terrific, and I've been a fan of his for years, so that was kind of like my take on that. As far as the movie itself is really great, really well written, really well directed, and well shot. I don't know who directed it, but and the way they shot it, it was great. So here's the part where I agree with the kid and I disagree with the mechanic. I did not like, as an old school Batman fan. The whole thing was about the dichotomy of the character, which was there was Bruce Wayne, billionaire playboy, and then there was Batman vigilante, justice, justice, are you?
I am justice.
Justicar. And in that movie, he never stops being Batman, and that's kind of speaks to what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like, he's always like pouting, and I'm like, dude, fucking smile, like, come on, like,
Acting energetic.
yeah. And that was the whole deal, is that you're supposed to pretend you're millionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. Like, they did that in the Christian Bale Batman movies, where like, Michael Caine tells him, like, you're a millionaire, act like it, like, so you're supposed to go out there and make this, front of like, hey, I'm cool, I don't care about nothing, I'm a philanthropist, and I'm a playboy,
I got all this money, bro.
Yeah, and then at night he's sort of guy, and I feel like that was not. I feel like it was compromised in this movie, and it bothered me. I really will say. Now, I'm not a fan of Robert Pattinson, but I don't think he was bad. I'm not gonna sit there and say that he was terrible. What I'm saying is that I didn't like the way they wrote that. I mean, I don't know if they could have done it differently, or I don't know if that's a choice he made. So I'm not gonna bash the guy, but I was not happy about that choice. Whoever made it, I'm not happy about that. Like Tony Stark was like, you look at Tony Stark was Tony Stark. Tony Stark was Iron Man, and Iron Man was Tony Stark. The Batman is different, where he was Batman at night.
He's supposed to try to conceal his identity.
Yeah,
Tony Stark couldn't even care.
Yeah, he's a totally different guy. Thank you for saying that, by the way. Yeah, and so that was my really biggest that's my negative takeaway from that movie. It was a really good movie. I don't have anything really bad to say other than that. The actor, I'm not a fan of his, and he didn't do a terrible job, but I was not really impressed with him either. We'll just leave it at that, right? All right, so what's your next point, kid?
Next bullet point is,
what do we call him? Cub reporter?
Was it a good detective movie?
Okay.
Who wants to start us off?
He does. No, Max. I get
Mechanic.
I thought it was a good detective movie, and I had brought this point up last weekend, actually, when I was talking to Uncle Mark, and that's where we got the idea for this episode.
Oh yeah, actually, that's true.
I loved, because it's, like I said earlier, it's Batman in his earlier years, so he's not as advanced as he is later in the comics. He's still figuring it out, and the way they kind of show you this, in my opinion at least, is the Riddler is always a step ahead. Batman is always a step behind. He's still always trying to figure out the clues that Riddler is leaving.
That's such a really good point. That's such a really good point. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but because in every other movie, Batman's always like 5 steps ahead, and this is the one movie where he's behind. He's lagging behind. The guy's outsmarting him, and he's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, like the one, like in all the rest of the movies, he's basically like, "Okay, well, you're just behind. Like you're
behind. Turn on my bat vision, and
I'll turn on my bat vision, and you'll just lose immediately."
Give Max an applause. I'm a big fan of Max.
But in this one specifically, it's like you're seeing, he's not catching up to the Riddler fast enough, and you're seeing the consequences of that.
And the frustration.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that he did do well. I'll give you that. Yeah. Or you could see him like, damn it, what the hell's going on?
You could see him like all those emotions. You could see him visibly frustrated that he's not catching up to the Riddler, and the consequences of that, which were big. At the very end of the movie, the big, how the floodgates come down and they're all trapped in the big arena. And he has to fight all the Riddlers that started banding together. It's very.
That's a
I don't even know what I'm saying.
Brilliant point. Who wrote that bullet point? I think it was me, right?
Yeah.
No, it was my Cub journalist over here. He wrote my program for me, just so you guys know. He did a great job so far. Well, we'll see. We're not done yet. We might have to boo him. Let me finish what I'm goddamn saying.
Sorry.
That's a really brilliant point. As usual, Batman's always a step ahead of the game, and he's always and this is the first time where you're seeing where he's like, damn, this guy's good, and I don't know how I'm going to catch him. And that was a totally different approach than what we see in other Batman movies. So that was really good job, Max. Kid, go.
Okay,
go.
so I liked it because what they already mentioned is Batman was finally like a step behind instead of a step up, and like it was like really cool like seeing him like even though we were just talking about he's not as advanced. I do like how he did use the he used the eye contact things, right? He used the contacts for it, and
Hey,
like,
he
that really
pointed
helped
at
him.
me, by the way.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
And it really happened, and it really helped him with the movie, like being able to see.
But it goes back to what you guys were saying, forensic detective, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Another way was he was just really good at being a detective for because I don't know how to explain.
Okay, so then you don't belong on a podcast. The only idea is that you're supposed to be able to podcast.
I'm sorry.
Somebody boo him.
I'll boo myself too. Boo.
Okay. I have millions of people booing you already.
Even myself. I do like how at the end of the movie he did find like he did learn about all the stuff about his family and the Riddler and like the Riddler help. I feel like if someone else like Joker was the villain or like Bane or something like that, it would have been just an action movie. But you got Carmine, you got Penguin, Riddler, and you just got a lot of people, so it was cool. They did actually mention Bane through like when he was fighting the people on top, where he used Venom.
Right.
Yeah, so that was really cool. I don't know if they're making like a prequel, a sequel, if he's gonna be in it or he's gonna be mentioned.
It's always like at least 3 movies when they do the Batman thing, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
Okay, so what's our third bullet point, kid?
What about you? You didn't talk about how it was a good detective movie.
Oh, well, I guess I kind of, I think you guys left the best parts on the floor there. It was good because, like Max said, it shows that he was actual detective. He was actually doing work, and he was actually getting beat by the criminal. Which is, I watch a lot of, true crime stuff, and a lot of times the criminals are ahead of the people that are chasing them. They catch up to them eventually, and that's kind of where the movie was, where it was at, and
where it was good.
And that's one thing that I kind of really dug about the performance is that he was visibly, frustrated. Like, this guy's better than I am.
He's actually beating me. I'm the Batman. How are you supposed to beat me?
But perfect, and that's where he's at. Like, hey, I'm supposed to be the guy.
I'm supposed to be vengeance. How is this guy beating me?
Outsmarting him at every turn and ridiculing him. By the way, like making fun of him. Like, where's the Batman? Everything was for the Batman. Spoiler alert, by the way. It was a really, I should have said that like 30 minutes ago.
We definitely should have said that a couple
Don't watch this if you haven't seen the Batman. You know what? We'll put it in the comments.
That's funny. Too late.
Yeah. Elvis dies at the end. Anyways, we're going off topic.
You see Superman.
It was very much, as a detective crimes, movies go. I thought that's what was really good about the Christopher Nolan Batman movies was stop moving on. Is that it kind of gave him like that morose kind of like I'm a detective thing, but what you guys pointed out really well is that the Christopher Nolan Batman was always ahead of it. It was more of a moral thing about what he should or shouldn't be doing. Yeah. And which is like the Spider-Man thing we were talking about. Great power, great responsibility. And this one is actually about a guy who's like outmatched, and he's got to figure out what he's doing. Yeah, that's my fault. No, that was my fault. And that made it interesting to me. And then just really great acting, great acting all around. But as the detective movies go, those are my favorite kind of movies, and I've seen a lot of them. And I would put it in the upper echelon. I would put it in the upper tier of the movies that I've seen. Okay. Is it better than everything I've ever seen? No. But is it as good as some of the things I've seen? Yes, I actually would say yes. So we're going to keep moving on. Like, listen, thinking aloud, we're behind. So we're going to try to pump out like at least 3 episodes today. One of them is going to be a bad one that we're going to just reissue. And then we're just going to keep going. So, kid, third point.
Last bullet point. Okay. Let me read it. Comparison to the other movies.
So, somebody start while I look up the actors.
Okay, so I'm going to start off. So, I haven't watched all of them, but I've watched Forever. Sadly, not sadly. Batman and Robin. I watched all the Dark Knight and sadly Batman and Robin. So yeah, um, I liked all of them minus Batman and Robin. So it was just really good. Like Dark Knight, it was just good. A lot of people liked it. The actors were good. The movies were good. The why did I say movies? It was just good. But Forever wasn't the biggest fan of. I don't know why. I just didn't find it good. I don't have that much to say about the movies. I've only watched a couple, so
Well, I mean, I guess I could agree with you on that. Like I'd seen almost all. I didn't watch Batman Forever, and I had only seen little clips of Batman and Robin here and there. But they didn't seem like they were too well shot, and I don't think you can't really blame that on like the actors. The writing wasn't definitely the best. Some of the acting choices, the casting, definitely wasn't as good
the
as it could
Batman
have been.
credit card.
I don't even know what that is, man. But the Dark Knight trilogy.
I'd boo you, but I'm doing something else right now.
I would boo myself too.
The Dark Knight trilogy is definitely.
We'll boo him later.
It's probably my favorite. It's definitely my favorite like series. I loved.
I'm sorry.
Bale
Next one.
as,
Oh, okay. Christopher
Dark
Nolan.
Knight,
Christopher Nolan Batman.
Christopher Nolan, because I loved seeing Christian Bale. Because he to me he really was what Bruce Wayne should be, and his Batman was good, but I didn't really like the voice. When I was younger, I guess like it made sense to me, but like reflecting on
Rachel,
it now,
man?
it's definitely not as good as it could have been. I guess that's what makes the other Batmans like different. They all have different approaches to it. And I was also talking to my uncle Mark about this that Ben Affleck's Batman was not as
Oh,
it,
I
it
did not
definitely
like that
could have
Batman.
been better, but I think a big majority of it was the writing and some of the directing choices that
That's
they
a
made.
big point to
He
me.
also used guns.
Which I mean,
I don't know what that means.
No, Batman can't use guns. How do you guys not know that?
Batman he has a no kill rule, but that doesn't
And
mean he
guns.
can use guns to incapacitate them, just not kill them. As long
He,
as they don't die.
it's no guns and no. Oh my god, you guys don't read the comics?
Sir, I probably wrote some of those comics.
But I also really loved his his take on Bruce Wayne, because even he's putting on this billionaire playboy facade and everything, but like even when he's not in the suit, he's still trying to make deals as Batman, to eventually form the Justice League, and like that's a big driving point of Ben Affleck's Batman. He's trying to form the Justice League because he knows something
can't
bad's
handle-
gonna happen after.
Dark side.
After Batman versus Superman happens, he knows something bad happens with Doomsday, so he's preparing for the inevitable.
Go take a lap.
So and
Oh,
I really like that, and I didn't really see much of the other Batmans as far as those go, which I definitely do need to brush up on those other movies, because I heard some of them are good, some of them maybe not so much, but
Batman and Robin.
can't really get
I like when you do that.
can't really get the best out of everything.
So, okay, is it my turn or are you done?
Yeah.
So, you guys are both stupid.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. I just said that to be funny. No, both valid points by both of you guys. I'm a little older than you guys, so I think I was 7 years old when they did the first Batman. Michael Keaton is probably still maybe number 2 Batman to me. He's probably my second favorite Batman. But, one thing that Max said that is really important is that the writing and the directing is a lot of what happens, of what you see with an actor. The actors can make choices, but at the end of the day, the way they shoot it and the way they edit it is going to make you look a certain way, And when you had Michael Keaton, he had a God damn it, what's his name? Tim
Drake.
No, that's Robin. I'm talking about directors. You jerk. You
I'm
know what? We're just gonna drop it now because I already forgot.
Am I fired by Penny?
Yeah, no.
Penny's not happy about it.
It's not. You know what? As long as my phone doesn't ring, we're okay. But if my phone rings, I don't know you. I've never met you, and we're not related. Tim Burton. You bought me some time there, kid.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Burton. And then once he quit, Michael Keaton quit because Michael Keaton wants to be a comedic actor. And then there was a series of Batmans that just sucked. And I'm not going to rate that because you know what? That's another podcast for Thinking Aloud.
As I mentioned earlier,
ranking
Batman
the
and Robin.
Yeah. And not every time you have an idea is a good time for you say it. Anyways, Christian Bale was probably my favorite Batman, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna rank all the Batmans. I think there was 8 that played them, and I'm gonna disqualify Adam West because he's just the guy.
He is the Batman.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're all ranking
he's
the
great.
guys underneath Adam West.
Adam West gets his own tier.
Yeah. No, there is no. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. There's Adam West, and then
There's Adam West and
then
everyone
whoever the
else.
hell, and then Mark somewhere. Yeah. Okay, I lost my place. What were we talking about?
So we're gonna rank the Batmans.
Yeah.
Apples, I think.
The movie was really good. I think it was really, really good. I wasn't impressed with Robert Pattinson. I wasn't really put off by him either. He wasn't distractingly bad. I just didn't think he did enough. You know, Michael Keaton was the greatest Batman. No, not the greatest. But what Max said is that the Christian Bale Batman was really good because you really delved into the moral conflict of the man, you know?
Yeah.
And you got into it and you understood it. And that was the thing that I felt was missing from this movie. You know, like, that's what I felt you didn't see. You just saw, like, but at the same time, what you both said is also true. It's the world's greatest detective, right?
Yep.
Getting outsmarted.
He's not really the world's greatest detective.
Well, I mean,
he's on the path.
I know.
You're figuring out that you're not as smart as you think you are, and you have to, shut. That's happened to me more than once. So that was my take on that. It was a good movie. I didn't hate it at all. In fact, I enjoyed it. Could you not do that? God damn it.
That ruined everything. I take full responsibility for that.
Yeah, you know what? You're lucky I don't have my boo people.
I think I heard a ring from your phone.
I might have to
Oh no.
talk to Penny after this.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You get me in trouble with my boss every time. Every time I have to talk to her. You understand that?
I do.
Not enough.
She starts chewing that cigar and rolling around. I know I'm in trouble. You don't understand, man. I'm trying to make this work.
I'm gonna lose my job.
You know what? I bought a house. That's not true. I bought a boat. That's not true either. Come on, man. All right. So did you guys make your 3 points? You made your 3 points?
Yes.
Yeah.
So these kids, the rookies came in and they put it together pretty well. I'm so very proud of them. These are my guys, man. They did a good job. So sign off for me. You guys sign off. I'm Mark Bueno. And this is Thinking Aloud.
I am Marcos. I messed up half the stuff I'm here for.
No, you didn't.
Well, I'm Max, the mechanic, and I was thinking aloud.